first baseman with a great pickup. So everybody played a part in that inning.
And here is Herbeck to be followed by Lombardozzi and then Laudner in the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-1 Minnesota.
On this double play, routine because of the score, but look how Lombardozzi uses the bag to prevent the runner, Willie McGee, from taking him out. There are a lot of ways that second baseman can do that. They can cheat and come across the bag, but on a slowly hit ball like that, it's often better to use that bag for defense. The runner can't get to you. He can't go through the bag, even though some have tried doing that.
And some have. Look at Bill Madlock, Tony Fernandez.
In the air to left field and a long run for Coleman, and even with Vince's speed, he can't get there. So the count is 2-2. So the Twins on top, and meanwhile Tom Kelly just sits and looks and watches and waits. Kelly, we mentioned before, a guy who, and there he is, a real good guy and a good sense of humor. He's in his office during the playoffs, and somebody came to the stadium and somehow was able to get a hold of Tom on his office phone, and the guy said, "The Lord has sent me to you to pitch the first game." And instead of blowing him off as some nut, he talked to him for a while, and he finally explained, "You know, I'd love to use you, but the league says you have to be with the team by September 1st. And the guy said, "Okay, fine, thank you, sir."
That's a very diplomatic way of handling things, right?
How great is that? That's Tom Kelly. Time called, no pitch.
Well, I think he's finding one of the most difficult things, and it's really, it's kind of snowballed the last couple of years, is the media crush at a World Series. And you have to talk to people and whatever. And he says, "I know it's boring, but we're going to do the best we can. Nothing different."
That's a staple line. We'll do the best we can.
And then he says, "I know it's boring."
3-2 pitch is fouled away.
But he's not a boring man.
No.
By no means, no.
Rick Horton on in relief. You saw him warming up in the bullpen, and he picks up here in the mop-up role in the 7th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Kent Herbeck. A little looper, and that'll be caught by Tom Lawless for the out, and it will bring up Lombardozzi. Another thing about Kelly is yesterday during the media strike, 0-1 the count on Lombardozzi. Will be the batter.
It's amazing. Lombardozzi, a home run. You think he might overswing. He goes back to the basics, which is why he's been an improved hitter, hitting the ball back up the middle. And Horton had an excellent year for the Cardinals. You look at their pitching, you look at Worrell as their stopper along with Ken Daly, but early in the year when Daly was coming back from the elbow problems, Ricky Horton, and you saw the 8 saves, he carried him the first month. Worrell hurt his arm, strained it, eventually ended up with 33 saves, but Horton bailed him out early in the year when they needed a lot of wins.
Well, he's so versatile, too. He can start, he can be in middle relief, and as you said, he can be used in short relief. 67 appearances this year.
And as Al says, he can mop up. And we say that, we don't mean that to denigrate a pitcher, because Force came in, wasn't very sharp. I mean, Kenny has won over 140 ball games, so he knows sometimes you have to take one for the club. You go out there, you give him the innings, even though you are not pitching up to your capabilities. Tough to concentrate in a ball game that is 9-1, but it will make Horton sharper the next time he has to pitch in this World Series, if he does.
0-1 the count, 1 out. And now 0-2 on Laudner. Well, there were a bunch of them, a dozen. Cardinals played right field this season, including 10 starters. Horton and Todd Worrell, who played there in one playoff game, were amongst the 12 in the regular season.
An even better graphic, and I'm sure that Steve Hurt could come up with it, is how many putouts did they have? When they got out there? Did they have any company?
Ricky told me he had one ball hit over his head, went for a double. He said, but at least he hit the cutoff man.
Did it go over his head, or did he run in and? I mean, did he go into a really detailed description?
He said he was playing deep and the ball was hit like a rocket against the Philadelphia Phillies. As a matter of fact, that's when Todd Worrell played right field also.
I think he escaped.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think anything went his way.
As a matter of fact, I think Ken Daly came in, struck out Von Hayes, and then Worrell came back in the ballgame.
Laudner strikes out. The fella the Giant fans used to call the man from Glad, Dan Gladden.
I just got to take a look at the strikeout of Timmy Laudner. What makes Ricky Horton, and it's very much like what we're going to see from John Tudor and maybe Greg Matthews, is the good changeup to go along with the breaking ball and the fastball, and excellent control. That ball down and away for the strikeout.
1-0 the count on Dan Gladden. Grand slam in the 4th inning. Cardinals started the night with a run in the 2nd, and then Minnesota exploded for 7 in the 4th, 2 more in the 5th, and it's been a night of joy and celebration in Minneapolis.
I'll tell you what, if Steve Lombardozzi gets too far off first, it'll be a night of getting back to the dugout, because Horton has one of the best pickoff moves in the National League, voted by the National League managers as the outstanding pickoff move. So even with 9-1, you're not really in a hurry to get to second base unless there's a base hit. And I imagine the scouting report, the advanced scouting report, would tell him that.
You get picked off when it's 9-1. You better be embarrassed no matter who's on the mound with what move.
Well, I'll tell you, really, because it's 9-1, Lindemann now playing behind Lombardozzi. Whitey Herzog figuring that Lombardozzi's not going anywhere.
Pretty safe assumption, I would say. Strike, 3-1. And a strike, and it's 3-2. Two out. Lombardozzi at first. Gladden. Rips one down the line and into the corner for extra bases. And let's see how Oquendo plays the carom. He played it perfectly, but still it can't stop another run from scoring. 10-1.
Jim, you mentioned Lombardozzi going back through the middle after the home run. A good piece of hitting by Gladden going the other way after the home run earlier in the ball game. And the reason for that, and I know you were thinking the same thing, when guys hit 8 or 9 home runs during a year and they happen to hit one, the best trait the next at bat is to hit the ball the other way. And the best thing to do.
Gladden at second, 2 down. Gagne hits a ground ball to the hole. Ozzie Smith throws on the run and gets him. A nice play, but very much lost in the shuffle tonight. We go to the 8th, 10-1 Minnesota, who has not lost here since May. The beneficiary of a 10-1 advantage as we go to the 8th inning. Jose Oquendo to start things, taking inside, ball 1. Oquendo, Pagnazzi, and Wallace in the 8th. 1-1. And in the bullpen, Keith Atherton is probably, more than anything else, just getting in some throwing. He's one of the long men. Conceivably, he could come in, but you've got to start thinking about throwing between appearances, if nothing else, right now.
Also, Jeff Reardon has gone down to the bullpen, and in a 10-1 ball game, you wouldn't think he would go to the bullpen unless he was going to be up in the 9th inning.
2 balls, 1 strike the count. 2-2. Those are the hands of somebody normally when the score is 5-4. Down on strikes he goes. And strikeout number 5. One gone here in the 8th inning. And Pagnazzi is the batter. Pagnazzi, one of the 3 rookies in the Cardinal lineup tonight. Lindemann, Pagnazzi, and the starting pitcher McGreen. Tomorrow night, Danny Cox will try to get the Cardinals even, and Bert Blyleven will be on the mound for Minnesota. Fouled away. Monday is an off day. Series goes to St. Louis on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, it will be John Tudor, who is great at home against Les Straker, the Twins' number 3 starter.
I think you brought up a very interesting point yesterday when we were talking about sometimes the length. You see a base hit up the middle by Pagnazzi. The length of a playoff series to get you to the World Series dictates how you set up your pitchers, and Whitey Herzog would have liked to have Danny Cox pitch the first game. Again, thinking about the fact that the Twins have such a fantastic record here at the Metrodome. We talked about it, 56 and 25, another 2 playoff wins. I'd like to have Cox going in a situation where you start out here, keep you in the ball game. You don't have to go with a rookie like McGrane. Possibility of never coming back here.
Lawless has struck out twice tonight. 0-1. So there's Whitey, leaning on the wall and probably thinking about tomorrow night.
Well, 10-1 ball games will get you in that mood, but
Some mood.
you know, a lot of people, and maybe it's just a rationalization of losing by a big score, will always tell you it's better to get blown out than to win those heartbreakers or lose those heartbreakers 2-1 or 3-2. Impressive thing about Frank Viola's stats, the economy, the lack of walks. A lot of times the pitchers will tell you they lose their concentration when you get a big lead. That has not been the case tonight.
Pagnazzi can roam free at first, down by 9. Herbeck playing behind him. Oh-2 on Lawless.
Talked about how the Cardinals won their series. What about the way the Twins won their series? They beat the Tigers in 5 games. And you could have seen Blyleven or perhaps Viola in game 6 or 7 if it had gone that far, which would have messed up their rotation.
Lombardozzi and Gagne have a little communication problem, but still Lombo comes up with a catch, and there are 2 down. Even at home, it's so loud here, they didn't hear each other.
It's hard for us to really know whether you can hear each other talking, and you know they're trying to communicate. Tom Kelly talked about the fact that as you see Lombardozzi make the catch and Gagne trip, he said you can't even turn to somebody sometimes in the dugout and talk to him and hear him.
No wonder he's so quiet.
It's nothing to do with his personality.
Coleman is the batter. You know, one of the more amazing things I thought in watching the Twins celebration the other day, when they win the pennant, Kelly, he sat in the dugout and he let the players have their moment on the field. And here's a rookie manager, a guy who is fortunate to get a job, and they really made him wait. And the next thing you know, I mean, he wins a pennant, and he sits there, and he's happy to let everybody else share the glory and enjoy the moment.
Well, they'll all tell you to the man, when you talk about Tom Kelly, they said he's one of us. He's no different.
Ken Herbeck said he'll even cheat in cards along with all of us.
He's a native Minnesotan, even though he moved from here when he was very young and grew up in New Jersey. Still makes his home there. Gagne to Lombardozzi and to the bottom of the 8th. Minnesota 10, St. Louis 1. Under the dome, where everybody is smiling. and where Steve Lake has come in to catch now for St. Louis with the score 10-1. Kirby Puckett starts things off. Puckett has not joined the hit parade tonight. He's 0 for 4, and he's coming off a slow ALCS, so he's a guy ready to explode.
Well, I mean, for a .332 hitter with 28 home runs, he only walked 32 times, so you get the idea that he is not a very patient hitter.
Into right field for a base hit.
Not very patient, but very gifted.
Well, if you're not patient, you have to be gifted. Now, Greg Gagne is the only one in the lineup that has not had a base hit tonight. Greg 0 for 5, but that's a happy 0 for 5 if there's such a thing as a happy 0 for 5.
Yeah, right.
Club's up 10-1. You'll take an 0 for any time.
Gaetti hits a fly ball to shallow center field. McGee having trouble and drops the ball, but he can still get a force and does. Smith is on the bag. Puckett had to wait. And so McGee will not get what would have been an error. Instead, it's your basic 8-6 force out.
Third time tonight that an outfielder has lost a ball. 2 by the Cardinals and once by the Twins. Kirby Puckett lost a ball earlier. As a matter of fact, that led to the only Cardinal run back in the second inning.
Don Baylor. 1-0 the count.
You know, when you think about it, I guess the players are right that come in here, and the Twins having such a superior home record, and all of the players talk about the white ceiling. I mean, you would think that they would have it painted a different color. White on white belongs in shirts, not in baseball against the ceiling.
2-1 the count.
Oh, that's why Billy Martin, a man that's never been known to overreact, says they ought to spend $100 grand and paint the thing.
Well, he's right.
And George agreed with him.
Wallace to her and back to first. Double play. 5-4-3 to get Baylor and take care of the Twins. On to the ninth. Minnesota leading 10-1. And Ozzie Smith to lead things off.
Looks like Al, they have Gene Larkin at first and possibly in right field Mark Davidson.
Tom Kelly can give some other players some experience. There's Larkin, the Columbia University graduate.
They beat Yale today?
Yeah, and Keith Atherton is the new pitcher. Columbia beat Yale today?
No, I was saying, did they beat Yale? They had lost 35 in a row, and they were playing Yale today. We saw Abe Bartlett Giamatti, and Gene Larkin went to Columbia.
Well, we'll get our crack staff now to answer that question.
See the numbers of Keith Atherton. Last year, 10 saves. This year, only 2. But again, as almost all the Twins on this lineup have done over the course of the season, they play a role. And when Juan Berenguer was hurt early in the year, talking right there, Gene Larkin, Atherton came in, set up Jeff Reardon. One of the reasons he had such a successful year. Smith
flies to Gladden, Larkin at first, and Mark Davidson is the new right fielder. Mark, a defensive specialist. Tommy Herr with 1 out and the bases empty. Herr is 0 for 3. Strike. Yale, we understand, won that game 27-13. So it's up to Larkin to uphold the colors of good old CU.
36 in a row, and they had broken the Northwestern University losing streak of 34 collegiate games in a row. They did that last year.
Herr flying to Gladden and left for the second out. And it'll be Lindemann.
Congratulations, John,
to John.
his brother.
Yep,
Yes, sir.
A message to his brother, married earlier today.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sure, it's a mutual message. John saying, congratulations, Frank.
Atherton trying to close it. Larkin has no room. 0-1. Meanwhile, Whitey Herzog, the last time he appeared in a World Series, he lost 11-0 in Game 7. Poor Whitey is now down a composite 21-1 in his last 2 World Series games.
Like Taipei against the United States in the Little League World Series, the exact score.
Gaetti will end it on a nice play. Twins win Game 1 of the '87 World Series. Budweiser play of the game. Dan Gladden broke it open. Grand slam first in the World Series in 17 years in the 4th inning. Twins put up 7 in the inning and go on to win it 10-1. Dan Gladden with a grand slammer. Our thanks to Alan Roth up here, Steve Hurt downstairs, research and information, and our crew headed by our producer Kurt Gowdy Jr., director Craig Janoff. Dan Gladden. Now this is Al Michaels for Jim Palmer and Tim McCarver saying good night from Minneapolis. Once again, the final score in Game 1. The Twins 10, the Cardinals 1. Game 1 of the 1987 World Series has been brought to you by Budweiser. Beats with age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. By AT&T, the right first tip.